Gavin spawned in a trailer in Echo Creek. Let's see what we got here. I heard zombies outside, so I went out to deal with them. Let's get our first victim. And right now I'm not in the best shape or have the best weapons to be out here, so I really gotta be careful not to attract too many of them. While I looted the other trailers, I made sure to turn on the TV to watch Life and Living. I gain a level in cooking very fast thanks to the 2x XP boost that being a burger flipper grants me. Oh, nice. And I also got a level in carpentry. While I was enjoying a fudge pop, this zombie with a duffel bag just happened to show up. And honestly, even though there are better backpacks out there, I'm happy with this one if I don't find any other. This was one of the best things that could have happened. Now I can cross this out of my list. Right now the zombies seem to be very dispersed, which gave me easy access to the convenience store and the repair shop. This new lighting system is really scary. There could be a zombie here and I wouldn't even see it. I found some important tools here that could have potentially taken weeks to find. This place right above the convenience store is perfect for a short-term stay. Now that there's nothing else to do, I'm gonna read the magazines I looted, and that's it for day 1. On day 2, I accidentally found a basement under the convenience store. Oh. Yeah, completely forgot they added bunkers to Project Zomboid. There are so many tools and items that I have no idea what's what. Like there's stuff that I've never seen before. I don't even know if I'll need any of this later. One thing I do know is this big flashlight, another one of the essential items I needed. Now I'm just missing a bigger water bottle, and if I happen to find one, a bigger backpack. Yeah, let me drop this off and I'm gonna go out again. Because of my strength, I can't really carry a lot, so I need to go back to base and leave the loot there. Not very efficient, but it is what it is. One thing that's gonna be very important is the emergency broadcast, so that I know when the helicopter event will happen. But I got nothing so far. Okay, I'm getting uncomfortable apparently. I started to get uncomfortable, which is something totally new to me. I think it's because of the bloody clothes, so I need to fix this ASAP. I got some more carpentry XP while I waited for the clothes to dry. Right next to the gas station, there's this building that looks like a small warehouse. I managed to disassemble the door, and there's really not much in here. But I did find some seeds, which will be essential later. Just across this bridge, there's a transportation company with more car parts and tools. Got my hands on what I think is the best water bottle in the game, or at least was in build 41. I keep getting uncomfortable and I have no idea why. I got back home tonight just in time for the agricultural channel. Day 3 started early in the morning, and right off the bat I got a level in maintenance. After some research, I found out that the discomfort was due to the mask I was using. I'm really glad I learned this early in the game. My goal for today is to find a working vehicle with a key, since I can't hotwire cars right now. And I don't think it's worth to use precious time leveling up mechanics and electric at this stage of the game. I ended up finding this generator out in the open, and of course I don't have a use for it now, but it'll come in handy in a month. Almost all of the cars I found had some battery but no gas, so I'm gonna need a gas can before I can take like any car home. Oh, nice. I took the generator back to the base, and by the way, I changed the generator settings so it can power outside structures, like gas stations for example. This is gonna be a fun challenge when the power goes out. Since it was close to 12, I decided to wait here to catch the next carpentry show. Back at car shopping, I found this police car that is in terrible condition, but it has really good engine quality. And in the end, that's one of the most important things to look for in a car. But no key, so it doesn't matter. I did find some ammo in the trunk that I'm taking with me. I'm not sure if I'll be using guns, but I'll take them anyway. Just a little further down the road, I spotted a key on the ground. I just hope the car is not in terrible shape. This zombie also has a key. The first car is actually okay. Yeah, not bad. The second key was for the wrecked car, so no good. I went to check on this car and I also found the keys inside. It's in good condition, but the engine quality is worse. Inside this building I found another generator. What the hell is this? This one is blue for no apparent reason. I left it in the trunk of the car, and tomorrow I'll bring over the gas can and take it back to base. I got home just in time to catch the fishing show. Then I read a few magazines, washed my clothes, and went to bed. I got the car back to base the next morning, and now the loading can really start. I gotta have these in every single car. I still have no idea where I am. I opened the map and I realized that I'm west of Rosewood. I don't think I'll be going there because of all the new towns and stuff, but it's good to know where I am on the map. I think Rosewood is like around here, right? So I need to go that way. I went back to the place where I found the car to start clearing houses around that area, because it looks like most of them have garages, which equals more loot, and I really need to find more weapons. Things got too overwhelming at this house, so I circled around and left the zombies behind this building. And I went back there to find 2 more gas cans. Ooh. This car across the street looked like it could be in good condition, but when I opened the hood, I quickly got out of there because there were tons of zombies approaching. But since the alarm pulled a bunch of zombies south, I decided to loot the trailer homes around where I spawned. Oh, was that a survivor zombie? This was indeed a survivor zombie, and I got some good stuff out of his trailer. A shovel that can be useful. When I got home, I just read some more magazines. The next day, I tried sharpening my knife and got 1 more maintenance level. I spent the whole day just looting trailers. Oh, nice. Finally, bro. 99.8. Can't forget this. Now that we found the emergency broadcast frequency, I'm much more relaxed because I don't need to worry about when the helicopter will show up. I just gotta make sure I listen to it every day and I'm good. I started day 6 by doing exactly that. It didn't say anything other than the weather, so we're heli free today. I installed a mod that allows me to start fuel in barrels, because I thought it made sense since once the power goes out, the gas stations will become just useless. But I also changed the settings for the amount of gas each pump can start with. Now not only some of them will be totally empty, like this one with the sign, but the ones that do have something will have like little to no gas. Like this one. I only got 20 units into the barrel and the pump is dry. At noon, I sat on the floor to read a fishing book while the TV plays in the background. After the show was over, I went back to looting houses. Now that the trailers are all clear, I decided to go south directly in front of the base. I ended up finding this car with a flat tire that really got me excited, because usually they have great overall condition, but unfortunately there was no key for it. I also spotted this barricaded house, but it turns out it was just empty. The last house of the day was a good one. There was a basement with literally just paint, which is like whatever, but I did find a car key, some books, and this watering can. I went back to the base once I got tired, and that was it for today. Until the heli shows up, I'm gonna be listening to this every day first thing in the morning. No heli today. I didn't waste time and went straight back to where I left off yesterday. I leveled up short blunt here. While I was exploring this church, my alarm went off. Which means it's woodcraft time. So I sprinted back to the closest house and got 1 more level in carpentry. That's 3 levels just from life and living. The guys in the house right next to the church were definitely throwing a party. And I almost turned into their lunch. So this I leveled up Nimble while poking their heads with a knife. They sure did had some fun before the fires got to them. I found one more gas can in the trunk of this car and decided to call it a day. Nothing about the heli again, so it's gotta be tomorrow. Because day 9 is the last day possible for the heli event. I made my way back to the area where the car alarm went off a couple days ago, and it doesn't seem so bad. I just need to make sure I don't attract like more than 4 or 5 zombies at a time. I found one of the most underrated bags in the game. The fanny pack. Yeah, I know. But it's great to store like the small items you always have to keep in the bag. This one even matches my duffel bag. I was about to get out of the house and mark it down as looted, but I saw this room and I couldn't remember if I had looted or not. And there's nothing less than a crowbar here. That's a huge find. After fighting a few zombies that were inside this tiny house, I got all the way back to where I had abandoned the car. And that's when I heard it. Oh my god, the hell is here? Oh no, I was not ready for this. Oh god, what happened to the radio, bro? Yeah, I'm gonna go over to this side just so I don't pull like these zombies to the base. Oh look, it's a sheep. Nice. That's the first time I see the new animals. I just hope I'm not making a huge mistake by going into this tight road. I was definitely not gonna sit around the base for this heli to undo all of the work I've done so far. So I took this opportunity to scout the area and look for potential farms I can turn into my main base later. Oh, that's a dead end. Oh, this is actually a really nice place. Yeah, I'm definitely coming back here. It's gonna be crowded with zombies when I come back. Jesus. Is the heli gone? Really? Oh no, it's not. Okay. But I think it is going away, isn't it? Oh my god, what am I doing? No. Oh. Okay, let me go back because I don't want that problem. Oh. I think this one is a survivor zombie. What if I... Yeah, so I'll just lead them away from the body and then I'll go back. Okay, sure. I'll take it. Yeah, this was terrible. Yeah, that was probably the worst zombie I've ever seen in an event like this. I thought about going back to base now that the heli had gone away, but I'm getting tired and there's probably a few zombies around the gas station. This house seems to be safe enough, so I'll take the risk. I left early the next morning after grabbing a quick snack for the trip. Thank god there are no flies in PZ, because it would take only one to break this windshield. I decided to keep going east, since there's probably a bunch of zombies back the way I came from. I wanted to stop and check the roads and houses nearby, but since my car is not in great condition, I just had to run up to them. I found some rocks by the river that looks like I can pick it up or do something with it, but I'm not sure what it is. I found a dumbbell and a weight bench at this garage. They're going to be very useful for leveling up my strength. I found another flavor of generator. This time is the pineapple one. I'm really not sure what's the difference between them, but I'm taking it. I went to the backyard to loot the shed, and guess what? Another type of generator. And if that's not enough, there was another red one at this other shed. I'm gonna mark it down, but I probably won't need it. I had to look up what's the difference between the generators, cause I can only take one of them. And apparently the yellow one is quieter and more durable, while the one in the shed is the old model that's louder and less durable, so yeah. After I left, I kept going east and looting the houses on the way. This dude has stashed away a bunch of stuff that was definitely his. But what's not his anymore is this fanny pack I stole to complete my outfit. The house next door had a plot full of ready to harvest cabbages. But since I don't really need food right now, I just left it there. I found another basement with more tools and stuff I have no idea what it's for. And there was another basement in the house right in front, but this one was a little weird. At least I can use the leather jackets to get leather strips and level up my sewing later. I realized that I don't necessarily need to eat the cabbages, but I can use it to get free farming XP. But that was no longer an option. Right as I leveled up light-footed, I ran into this huge horde of zombies. Now I'm not sure if that's because of the heli or if this is a POI, but I'm definitely coming back here once I'm a little stronger. Since I don't have any storage left in the car, it's time to go home. Turns out there's a hen house really close to the base. Well, I know where to find chicken now. Dear lord, look at how many zombies. I got back to base and was honestly surprised to see not a single zombie around the gas station. There were a few across the river, but other than that, this place is clear. Oh, Jesus. Okay, it doesn't look so bad. I thought this place would be swarmed. After unloading the car and organizing the items, there was still some time left in the day, so I went out to clear the zombies by the bridge. I decided to first clear the west side of town, because that's where we're going in about 9 days. And it turns out the heli completely cleared this area for me. There were only a few zombies wandering around. This particular zombie had the keys to a car, but there's nothing out in the street, so it could be for that chip in great condition we ran into a few days ago. As I was leaving this house, I spotted a group of zombies and one of them had the big backpack. Now we officially have the best one in the game. Okay, there's still the military bag, but that's not the point. Turns out the keys were for this car. It's in good condition too, so I'll take it. It just needs some gas. Now this is a huge find. This is gonna be great for when winter comes around. I don't know if the farm will have a fireplace or not, but now I don't have to worry about that. By the end of the day, I was just about to go home when I leveled up trap blade. Yesterday we finished looting the last house in Echo Creek. Now with 8 days left before phase 2, I have to start preparing to move and scout a farm to base at. So after getting the new car, I started moving east. I leveled up maintenance while fighting zombies in the sheep pen. I ended up turning left on this road, and that led me to a gardening store. Here I found everything I'll need, at least to start off the farm. This is just perfect. Oh, we got backpack sprayers now. After loading the truck with a bunch of seeds and tools, I went back to the main street and decided to go down this dirt road. This place also looks like a good candidate for the farm. There's plenty of space to do everything I need. After looting the place, I walked to the backyard to try and figure out how the animal system works. And apparently you just pick them up and take them to wherever you want. Yeah. And I can also pet them. I looked away from the monitor while going back to the car, and my heart nearly stopped. I immediately knew it would be okay, because the zombies can't grab you when you run into them using shift, and after over 1,000 hours of Zomboid, my brain just does that automatically. But still, quite the scare. And again, while looking away, I hit the police car and got kind of stuck here. I really need to be careful. I can't afford to lose this car right now. Further up the road, I ran into this building completely packed with zombies. And straight away, I ended up attracting more than I could handle, and the car got surrounded. It took me over 5 hours and all of my weapons to get it back. There's still a lot more zombies inside. Got a level in Sharp Plan early the next morning. This time I left my car away from the zombies and just walked to where they were. I got a level in Strength, which allows me to carry more items and of course hit harder. This muscle strain is terrible. At this pace I'm gonna be out of painkillers in a few days, if not sooner. I woke up in the middle of the night, tense and alarmed. I don't know if it's just a random thing that happens, or if it's because of the strains. I took some sleeping pills and slept until 2 PM. The rest of the day was just more of the same thing. I don't know what this place is, or even what's inside, but I hope it's worth the time. When I got back to base, I got utterly shit-faced and took some painkillers in order to fall asleep. Since day 20 is almost here, I decided to take a more aggressive approach. I'm gonna try to gather all of them in one big ball of zombies, take them to the forest and leave them there. Oh, and apparently this is a gun store. I managed to round up a nice amount of zombies, so now I just need to find a place to leave them. I leveled up sneaking while running away. So it kinda worked, but it seems like they're going back to where they were. Or maybe they're still following me, I don't know. But this gave me enough time to get in this military tent and get a few guns. Now I just want to get a peek of the store to see if it's worth the risk. So I'm gonna have to get rid of the zombies in front of the door here. While doing that, I got one more level in Nimble. Now it starts to get a little easier to fight zombies. After some time, I managed to clear all of them, and this place is huge. I was just about to go home when a meta event happened. Now if that's not luck, I don't know what it is. Of course I used the opportunity to get inside and just loot as much as I could. I don't know much about the new cities, but this is definitely the biggest gun store if you only count the old map. I had to leave when a zombie spotted me through the front door, but still, this was a huge find. I honestly don't know how the car flipped. I was going super slow. And I'm gonna need this car, so I ran back to the gas station to get the other one to try and flip it back up. One thing I haven't told you is that once phase 1 ends, I can no longer loot weapons. So what I find now is what I get to use. And when a weapon breaks, that's it. I'll have to craft my own. The only exception is if it's like a weapon/tool that I need for whatever reason. Then I'm allowed to loot it, but I still can't use it as a weapon. With that being said, I need to get as many weapons as I can. So I'm gonna use the next 3 days to just do that, starting with this gun store. After a little cleanup, this place seems to be safe for now. Initially I was gonna get just the shotguns and pistols, but I remembered that we're gonna have to hunt our food at some point. So I got everything I could get my hands on. I stayed here very late, eating coffee to keep the fatigue away, and once the truck was full, I headed back to base. I'm gonna have to move all of the items to a new base in a few days. I just threw everything on the ground to make things faster. Back at the gun store, I had to kill the occasional straggler while looting the place, but it looks like this place is clear. I looted most of the weapons and ammo in this main room and used literally all the space I had in the car and my inventory. There's just so much stuff that I left holding one bag in each hand. Once we settle in the new base, I'll organize all of the items we have, including what I got here, and then I'll show you. Because now I'm kind of running on a tight schedule. I have 24 hours to loot all of the weapons I can, but honestly I might not even survive with this level of driving. Even though I looted the main room, I came back here because there's a lot more to this place and I'm curious to what is here. So after killing a few zombies and leveling up Short Blade again, I went in and started exploring. This military training course in the back is really cool. But I gotta leave before all these zombies see me. I knew there would be a gun range because I found keys for it, but I wasn't expecting like an urban training facility or whatever it's called. Found a bunch more guns and ammo inside the locker room, and of course I'm taking everything. This part of the facility is really cool, but there's really no useful item here. Maybe there's something behind that door, but I don't have the time to do that now. After I looted the second locker room, there was no point in staying here any longer. So I got in the car and drove back to the gas station. I towed back the black sedan we had used earlier and left it by the road that leads to the farmhouse, since that's probably where we're gonna end up basing it. At 9 AM the next day, we have officially entered phase 2. And before we do anything else, I gotta take all of these items to the farm. I thought this place would be crowded with zombies, since we drove around here when the heli event happened, but there were only like 6 or 7 of them. I spotted for the first time a few deer and pigs hanging around our new backyard. I'm really excited to start dealing with the whole husbandry part of the game. Once I secured the area, I took a quick tour of the house, and it's pretty solid. After some work, this place is gonna be the best farm in Knox County. I hadn't noticed the first time I was here, but there's a well in this place. That's definitely gonna be very useful. I dropped all the items here and then went back for a second round trip. I saw that I was missing 0.1 XP for the next running level, so I'm only gonna move to the farm once I get all of the items there, so probably in a day or two. For now, we enjoy what could be our last night at the gas station. Day 22 started off with some light snow falling in the morning, and even though winter is still 40 days away, it's gonna start to get colder and colder. After a few more trips just going back and forth, it's finally time to say goodbye to this base. I feel like Echo Creek is even more beginner friendly than Rosewood and Riverside. You don't get as many POIs, but if you're just starting out, this place is great. I was filling up the gas cans so I can have some gas over at the farm, and the last pump went dry. Now I can either find another gas station in the next 8 days before the lights go out, or just siphon gas for survival cars around the map. I hooked up the animal trailer to the car and stopped to get a couple sheep at this place on the way to the farm. I got to the farm at 8:10, unloaded all of the items, and went inside with a bottle of wine to celebrate the new place. I started our first day here organizing the boxes in the shed to put the items away. But then I realized that I could get the military crates from the gun store. And while I was there, I also took the hood from this van since I can't repair mine yet. I need mechanics and metalworking level 1 for that, so I managed to fit 10 crates in the trunk, and I think that's gonna be enough. And I can always come back here if I need more. On the way back, I stopped at the other farm to get a few chickens, but apparently I can only carry one in my inventory, and I can't even place them in the car. When I got back home, I unloaded the truck and the animal trailer to go back there and get more chickens. It took some time, but I got all of them. The next day I placed all of them in their new hen house, and now we basically have infinite food. Today we got our first visitor here at the farm. He didn't stay much though. I started organizing the mess outside when I remembered that the animals need food and water to survive. Luckily we have this area in the backyard with a bunch of trouts, which made this easier. And now that that's done, I can go back to cleanup duty. And I spent the next day doing just exactly that. But by the end it was all done. And here's all of the guns I looted at the gun store. The amount of ammo I got there is crazy. Because every cartoon of shotgun shells has like 300 rounds in it. And almost every other has 600 per carton. That's an absurd amount of ammo. I wanted to start farming before I do anything else, but apparently there's only like 2 crops that can grow this time of year. I'll do some research on this later, but for now it ain't happening. I decided to get a shotgun and the Magnum to go clear that farmhouse infested with zombies we found about 15 days ago. And unfortunately I don't have the first aiming book to boost my XP gain, but I'll do it anyway. So the next morning I set out towards the farm, confident that I can clear all of the zombies around there. But what I didn't know is how bad guns are in Build 42. I even thought I had brought the wrong shotgun and went back to get the other one. But no, it's still terrible. I wasn't gonna leave empty-handed, so I circled around through the forest and got to the farm. I was hoping to at least find some cows here, but not even that. I had to pull the zombies away from the car, so I started shooting again and got a level in reloading. Now that I'm gonna be using guns, now that I know how terrible they are. So basically the last 10 days were a total waste of time. But to be honest, I'll still use the guns to hunt wild animals, but still, huge disappointment. I had some time left in the day, so I took the road that I think leads to Riverside, but I realized that I'm probably not gonna find cows in a main road close to mansions, so I just went back to base. I checked on the chickens the next day, and they're working hard. If I can have this many eggs when winter comes around, I'm golden. Apparently, I'm gonna have to clean up the hen house. Who would have thought, huh? I went out again looking for cows, and while I was clearing the road, I leveled up to maintenance 5. This has to be one of the nicest houses in PZ. Actually, not even the house itself, but the place in general. Unfortunately, no calls here. I decided to turn around and go back home because I'm wasting too much time. When I got back, I realized that the baby sheep grew up, so at least that's going my way. Okay, I had to Google where I can find cows in Echo Creek, so I should be able to find them towards the southeast, close to the farm supply store we looted, and literally just across the river. Finally. But of course it couldn't just be easy like this. I forgot the damn trailer, bro. After going back to base and getting the trailer, now I can get a cow. And it's just the one, because this trailer can't feed any more than that. But that's fine, I'm not complaining. Let's take her on a trip. Once I got home, I remembered that I don't have a place just for them, so I'm gonna build a fence wall cutting this field in half. There were some logs behind the house and it was just enough to build the fence. And the place is done. Now let's get more cows. I also stopped at the sheep pen to get another ram. The next day I did the same thing, but this time I ran out of gas in front of the sheep pen. Luckily I had a gas can in the trunk. This little guy got here and immediately showed who's the boss. Apparently that red text wasn't enough to warn me about this. I'll leave them both here and when I need food I'll get one of them, if they don't kill each other first. I went out one more time, but I missed a turn and ended up in a different neighborhood. Now that I'm here I decided to explore the place, since I still didn't find a generator magazine, and I could use another car. Talking about cars, this lovely lady gave me the keys to hers. And I found another one a couple houses away. After a little more exploring, I slept in this house and tomorrow I'll get back to the farm. I woke up the next day with no electricity. Now the challenge is gonna get hard. I found a propane source to level up foraging. I decided to change cars here since mine is almost at 0, and then went to get another sheep and one more cow. The car went out of gas right at the gas station. And even though I can use the pump, there is still some gas in the barrel. I also got the freezer to preserve food once I got the generator running. Yeah, came back to a dark house today. After clearing the chicken coop and repairing the fence that separates the animals, I kept making trips to get more cows and sheep. I woke up the next day to find one of the male sheep dead. Luckily I had all of the items to build a butcher hook, so I could get the most out of it. Then I tried building a drying rack, but I don't have enough twine. So after a little bit of research, I started foraging to try and find hemp so I can craft more twine. Now I just need carving level 1 to make a wooden rod, and for that I'm gonna need a ton of tree branches. After some time cutting down trees, I found out that I can craft what I need if I find saplings. They're difficult to get, but I think it'll be easier than leveling up carving. And it definitely was easier, but completely unnecessary since I don't need a drying rack for sheep leather. Just a softening beam, which takes way less materials. Even though stuff like this just ends up wasting my time, it's quite nice to learn things by trying rather than watching all the tutorials on YouTube. But I will watch a video if I can't figure something out. And here's something I didn't know that I learned watching a streamer. The animals need an area with a roof to reduce stress. This took a while to build. I'm still not familiar with the new crafting system, but I'm getting the hang of it. A few of the animals were ready for milking, and I leveled up animal care while doing it. I also made a butter churn, and honestly, this and eggs might be all I need to survive through winter. I got another level in animal care. I really want to build a log wall surrounding this place, but that's going to take a lot of logs and axes, and I don't have that many of them. So I went looking for some mineral deposits to get sharp flint flakes, so I can craft my own axes. I think it's really cool to build your own tools. Too bad it only took a couple of trees to break it. The next day I got in the car and set out west to find the generator magazine. And I'm not coming back until I do. I ran into what looks like a school and leveled up sharp blade and light footed here. And turns out this is actually Akron's community college. This is probably the best place to find a magazine, so I'm gonna try to clear it. I found a key to this car that's in pristine condition, so I'll be taking it back to base. After a whole day trying to get through the entrance, I ran out of knives, so I'm gonna have to go back to base and get some more. This drive took way too long. I tried crafting stone knives, but I need an epping one for that, so I'll just take the hammers, and when I get the mag I'll worry about that. Back at the school, it still looks like I barely made a dent. After a couple days trying to get in and a few close moments, I found the library, but it was still not clear. I tried killing them using the window, but there were just too many zombies, so I decided to just walk in and pause the game at each shelf to look for the magazine. I wanted to clear the place so I could get all of the books and magazines, but it's not gonna happen right now. And look at that. Now I can finally go home. The car went out of gas, quite far from the base, so I had to run back. And since I was here, I decided to forage while I walked through the forest, and got 2 more levels. I read the magazine the next morning and connected the generator. Now I have a way to store food for the winter. The next thing I need to fix are my weapons. Not necessarily repair them, but craft new ones. And for that I'm gonna need at least level 1 napping. It took some time, but I got it. And then another one for napping all of the stones into blades. Now I just need handles, which are gonna be harder because I need carving 1 in order to mass produce them. But for now I got 4 stone blades. I went back to the library to find a carving book and test the knives, but there's not a single carving book here. I guess I'll have to do without the XP boost. So I got back home and started chopping down trees to get tree branches. I could use a better axe though. After a day and a half of cutting down trees, I got enough branches to level up. So now I can craft handles and the stone knives. I did 20 for now. I'm gonna go test them some more towards the college campus, maybe explore Akron a little bit, and then I'll come back and start fortifying the base. I got back in the library again and looted some more of the books I don't have. Then I went outside and started clearing the zombies up the street. I ripped a bunch of clothes from the zombies I had killed to get ripped sheets to make the log walls around the base. I got a level in maintenance today. After seeing how many zombies there were in the way, I just went back to base. The chickens are laying more eggs than I can eat, so I killed a couple of them today and leveled up cooking again. Then I went on to build a log wall around the base. After I used up all the logs, I tried cutting down more trees, but I'm out of axes. So I gotta go find more flint modules to craft more axes. And I went through all 7 of them in like half a day. I'm gonna have to go into town to get more reaped sheets, so while I'm there I'll see if I can find an axe. Found a building next to the school that looks like a warehouse, so I decided to check it out to see if I can find a wooden axe. And it turns out it's a fire station. I guess that'll work too. I found a key for this car that's also in good condition, so I'll try to take it back to base. Once I got in the fire station, I loaded as many axes as I could. Now I just need to get some more ripped sheets and I can go. I wanted to get in the gas station to see if I could find a gas can, so I kited the zombies around and ran inside to try and find one. But I'm still gonna need a rubber hose to siphon the gas. I leveled up running inside the school while looking for it, and I actually found one inside the fire station, along with some painkillers. Now I can bring the truck around and go loot some more ripped sheets before I go back to base. This is painfully slow. But after 5 hours, I got back to base and now we can finish this wall. Or at least I hope so. And on the first official day of winter, I woke up with a nasty cold. After milking the cows and getting another level in animal care, I went inside to read all of the magazines I have and the cold just went away. So, back to work. After a few days cutting down trees, I realized that the chickens hadn't been out in a while, so I went to check on them. I'm not really sure what happened here. Maybe it's because I hadn't cleaned the place in a while, but I don't know. 2 of them were still fresh, so at least that. I think I got enough eggs to last me a few weeks, so I don't need to worry about that right now. On day 68, I finished collecting the logs for the wall, but I'm still missing quite a few ripped sheets, so I'll have to get back into town again. After 2 days killing zombies and ripping clothes, I think I got enough to finish the wall. So let's get out of here before I die. And it was almost enough. This time I'm not going back to the school though. The gun store is way closer and there should be enough zombies here still. I got the sharp blunt level 3. Okay, now we can start building this wall. At least putting up the walls was fast. While I was building, a bunch of the animals got out, so I had to take them back. I also built another fence layer between them and the wall, so they can't just break the wall and get out. I noticed some movement in the chicken coop, and apparently I hadn't got the last eggs the chickens laid, and they hatched. Well, I'm glad I don't have to worry about going after chickens anymore. I ran out of nails and there's still some stuff to do, so I think I'm gonna go do one last run into town. But before that, I also need some more knives, which means I gotta go and find more mineral deposits. I couldn't find any close to base, so I had to go on a little trip. It's got a little heated here, but I managed to lose them. I wanted to go out today, but this storm held me inside. Well, I did go out to get a pig to butcher. The next day I went out to find some more nails, and I gotta tell you, it wasn't easy. I went all the way over to the fire station just to come back empty-handed. Then back to the gardening store, a few farms along the way, to finally find a box of nails in the basement of the gas station. I'm not gonna finally finish this base. And after 30 days since I started building this wall, I'm done. I'm not gonna build a fence around the entire catwalk, cause that's gonna take too long. And just the corners is fine so I don't fall off by accident. Now one thing I've been wanting to do is hunt the deer that are around the base. So let me upgrade my hunting rifle and I'm going out to get one. The pigs here on the back of the base have procreated a ton. If I had to stay here for more than 100 days, I think I'd have to get rid of them. But okay, let's get to business. After a few tries, I finally managed to hit a shot. Now we can take it back to our butchering hook and enjoy some deer meat. Because of the shots, some of the animals got agitated and ended up breaking the wall. On day 89, I decided to do some more hunting. So I got my rifle and went outside to find a deer. This one was way easier to hit. I also got one of the cows just to see how much meat I get from one. Since we're pretty much out of winter, I'm gonna sow all the crops I can. They're not gonna grow fast enough for me to use any of it, but it's a nice complement to the base. I spent the last 10 days just cutting down the small trees and bushes inside the base, organizing the items I had scattered around, and just taking care of the place like that. And that's it. Now I can survive forever here in this farmhouse.